Shalom, giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great Muslim that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the four like tabernacle of David that are scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. And we are definitely the prophets of doom, or doomsday prophets. You know, because what's consistently coming out of our mouth is the day of the Lord's judgment, and where the Lord's going to bring total destruction, total annihilation to this kingdom, this wicked society. And, you know, to certain people out there, this is like a savor of death. And then to others, you know, this is a savor of life. You know, it's going to be a sour taste. And some people that hear it, and then it's going to be, you know, something that Jake hears, and they're going to, you know, move with fear. You know, because ultimately that's what motivates, you know, to wisdom is the beginning of fear. I believe it says that in Psalms, the 110th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, that the beginning of wisdom starts with fear. And a lot of our people, you know, they're not moved to fear. So that's where the Lord uses us. You know, he rose us up to go out there and prophesy of the downfall of this wicked society. And like it says in Jeremiah 28:8, you know, he explained to a false prophet, Jeremiah explained to a false prophet that all the prophets before him, you know, they both prophesied against many countries and great kingdoms of war, of evil, and of pestilence. All right. And, you know, right now, you know, what kingdom or what empire is still in a dominant position? America is that great kingdom that's in, you know, its dominant position, you know, enforcing all its authority. You know, it talks about the whore that rides upon the scarlet colored beast, having seven heads and 10 horns. It talks about how it sits upon many waters. That's because of its authority and influence over the world. But as great as this kingdom was and is, it's going to go down. And, you know, starting with the apostles, you know, the different brothers out there that you see, we've been prophesying the downfall of this place, you know, for a while now. And it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before the Lord, you know, performs it. Like he told Jeremiah. Let me get Jeremiah 1 real quick. Jeremiah 1, and I'm going to start at the 8th verse. And it says, Jeremiah 1:8, it says, "Be not afraid of their faces." And that's talking about Jake. Don't be afraid of Jake's faces, right? Because, you know, we're dealing with a rebellious house, right? "For I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy." So he's going to use the words that he's going to put in Jeremiah's mouth to basically foretell the impending destruction over the kingdoms. Now this is prior to Babylon's fall, when he received the spirit of the Lord to go out there and prophesy, but he also was prophesying. What's the word? We use the word a lot. Eschatologically, and if you don't know what that word mean, you can go and look it up. All right, eschatology means the study of the end. So the Lord was basically putting the spirit on Jeremiah to prophesy the destruction, the doom, all right, of the kingdom. The kingdom of what? Babylon. Babylon the Great. And when you go into like chapters 49, 50, 51, it is describing the doom that's going to come to Babylon, wherein Babylon's going to be laid waste because they're going to, all these nations are going to shoot their missiles on this place, which Jeremiah describes them as arrows, because he was speaking in similitude. So the Lord used Jeremiah as a mouthpiece to basically proclaim the impending doom and indignation. All right. So it says, see, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. All right. So that's the position of a prophet, because the Lord is the one that's going to put things in motion, because he's the one that controls all things. Like it says in Sirach 18, all things obey his will. The Lord sets down and he puts up another. All right. He rules in the kingdom of men, and he set up over it whom he will, even the basis of men. And he can also take you down. And we just happen to be in the time or age where Esau is getting ready to get pulled down. Like it says in Obadiah, the first chapter. Well, it's only one chapter, but it says in the book that he's going to be brought down. When he set his nest, he exalts himself as an eagle. He sets his nest among the stars. Yet will he be pulled down. He will be brought down. All right. So that's what we're doing. We're pretty much echoing the same thing, because we're coming back on our lot as the prophets. This is what the prophets did. They prophesied of doom and gloom. Like it says in Ezekiel, the first chapter, what was written in that roll that he had to eat, it was lamentation, mourning, and woe. So, by default, we are prophets of doom. Okay, we're doomsday prophets. We prophesy in the day of the Lord's judgment. All right, because what do you think doom actually mean? It literally means to be condemned to judgment, to be let's go to it. Let's look up the word doom. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you've seen the other brothers' lessons as well. Probably went into it. But it's good to know, the word doom. Right here it says doom, domen, to judge, pass judgment on. From doom, the Old English word was demon, which became deem, meaning condemned to punishment, pronounce adverse judgment upon. Okay, so that's basically what it means to be doomed. All right, you're condemned to a punishment or a judgment. So we know based off of prophecy that Babylon is doomed, and Esau, Edom, Idumea is doomed, because Idumea, which are the Edomites, they happen to be the nation of people that's currently ruling, and it's prophesied that they would be the nation of people that will be ruling right before the Messiah returns. All right. So let me get a couple scriptures, and now let's deal with Babylon. Let's go to Revelation 17. And it says what? The doom of Babylon, right? And where are we at currently? We're in Babylon. So the prophets, that's exactly what they would be doing. They would be prophesying of doom right before it goes down. Revelation 17:1, it says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And we look up that word judgment. And the Greek word is krima. And it says a decision, the function or the effect for or against crime, avenge, condemned, condemnation, damnation. And that's basically what it means to be doomed, right? To judge, pass judgment on, condemn to punishment, pronounce adverse judgment upon. And then down here it just says a decree, judgments, judgment, condemnation of wrong, the decision, whether severe or mild. It ain't gonna be mild, that's for sure. Not for Babylon. Not for all the wickedness that goes on here, all the evil that it's spread throughout the earth. You know, the devastation, the wars. You know, or aiding other nations to, totally annihilate other countries and cities. Babylon is complicit with all. That's why it says in Jeremiah, he calls it the destroying mountain. And he said he will roll thee back and turn you into a burnt mountain. Because this place then destroyed most of the world. And that's where that cup is gonna come. You know, we're warring toward double, She's gonna drink double of that cup. It says, which one passes on the faults of others in a forensic sense, the sentence of a judge, the punishment with which one is sentenced, condemnatory sentence, penal judgment, sentence. All right, now I'm gonna read the same verse in the AMP, and it's what it says. Revelation 17:1. It says, then one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls came and spoke with me, saying, come here, I will show you the judgment and doom of the great prostitute, who is seated on many waters, influencing nations. So you see that according to prophecy, this mother of harlots, abominations of the earth, she's doomed to destruction, or she's cursed to a judgment, which is to be totally destroyed. All right, and when you read this chapter and the next chapter, it just goes right into its doom. What it's gonna face, what its fate is gonna be, is to be burned with fire, leaving this place a desolate wasteland. That's what's going to be the aftermath, which is what you read about in the first verse of the next chapter. Where it says, Babylon is fallen, and she has become the habitation of, every hateful bird and, every foul creature. That's what's going to be left of this place. So let's go to Revelation 18, and I'm gonna go to the RSV. All right, let me see. I think it's the NIV. Hold on, let me go to the NIV. Yep, here we go. So this is Revelation 18, and I'll start at verse 4. It says, "Then I heard another voice from heaven say, 'Come out of her, my people.'" And that's going to be to the children of Israel, the elect of Israel. All right. When you read Matthew, the 24th chapter, it talks about how the clouds are going to gather the elect from the four corners of the earth. So that's all talking about Israel. They're the only ones that's going to be going up into that ship. It says, "So that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. For her sins are piled up to heaven, and the Most High has remembered her crimes. Give back to her as she has given. Pay her back double for what she has done. Pour her a double portion from her own cup." You know, all that you dished out, you're gonna get it double, right? You know, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and all these other countries that you were complicit in laying desolate. It says, "Give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. In her heart she boasts, 'I sit enthroned as queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn.' Therefore in one day her plagues will overtake her, death, mourning, and famine. She will be consumed by fire, for mighty is the Lord God who judges her. When the kings of the earth who committed adultery with her and share her luxury see the smoke of her burning, they will weep and mourn over her." These countries that got rich, because of the commerce, the trade, when it is going to be real in that day. And they're going to see how Babylon just got completely annihilated. Terrified at her torment, they will stand far off and cry, "Woe, woe to you, great city, you mighty city of Babylon. In 1 hour your doom has come." In other words, your judgment, your fate has come. All right? Because she had it coming. She had her time coming. And now she's going to go into perdition, which means destruction, ruin. All right. And that's what happens when you're doomed. When you're doomed, you're cursed to ruin or destruction. So this is what the prophets prophesied of. So by default, that would make us prophets of doom. All right. And this is also the day of the Lord. When he brings he's going to judge and make war. So now let's go from there. And let's go to Zephaniah 1 and 14. And it says, "The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even a voice of the day of the Lord." Right? And right now the Lord, he speaks through the mouth of his prophets. And it's the prophets that's telling you that great day is coming quicker. It's coming quickly. We're telling you that, hey, now it's high time to awake out of sleep. Our salvation is closer than you believe. We're not the ones telling you that, we ain't got to worry about it. The Lord probably won't come for another 1,000 years. You won't hear that out of the mouth of the prophets. All right. The prophecies say that the day of the Lord is near and it hasteth greatly. All right. It says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. That's describing doom. That's all describing doom, doomsday. That's why it says in Amos, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, for what good is it for you? There's a day of darkness and gloominess. Matter of fact, let's go there. Yeah, Amos 5:18, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? So it's gonna be that dark. People are gonna be very devastated. They're gonna be in anguish. They're gonna be perplexed. So this is all part of that doom. Now let's go to Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34:1, it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. So this is to everybody, all nations, right? And the prophets of doom are here to declare what the Lord wants you to hear. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, despite what the Christians say. The Lord is going to come to save all nations. Well, the prophecies say the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. So he's telling you before it even happens that your armies are already destroyed. It just got to happen in the physical. He have delivered them to the slaughter. That's what the Lord's going to do when he returns. All right, he's going to slaughter these nations, starting with their armies. He's going to put them out because they're going to be trying to fight the Lord in the heavens. They're going to be fighting in the war of Armageddon, and they're going to be slaughtered. The Lord's going to press down on that wine press, all right, and stomp it out, so that all the nations will be subdued. It talks about who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra. It looked like he came out of the wine press, with blood on his garment, because he's going to come down and he's going to do a lot of slaughtering. You can also read Revelation, the 19th chapter. Not the 19th chapter. The 14th chapter. You could read maybe the last 3 or 4 verses of Revelation, the 14th chapter. It goes right into it. So continuing on, it says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. How is that going to happen? You could read 2 Peter 3. is going to be dissolved with fervent heat. When the elements, all right, is going to melt, is going to be on fire. It says, "And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll." That's the mushroom cloud, right? When those nukes detonate in the air, and all their hosts shall fall down. You know, all their fighter jets and the satellites. You know, all the things that they got out there in the heavens now, spying out the heavens. All that's gonna come crashing down, as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as the falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. What sword? Well, the Lord, he created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and he created the waster to destroy. All right, his armory, his weapons of his indignation is those missiles. That's what's going to be bathed in heaven. That's what's going to go up into the stratosphere. All right, and then once it gets over to the other side of the world, which is going to be coming right down this way to Babylon, that's when it's going to do its job. He said that in Isaiah the 14th chapter, that he's going to sweep this place with the besom of destruction. So this is how it's going to happen. It says, "Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." Who's Idumea? That's another way of saying Edom. It's the Greek form of Adawam or Edom. All right, you so-called white people, you Edomites. It's going to come down upon you because this is your kingdom, this is your world, right? And upon the people of my curse to judgment. What does that mean? That means that you were doomed to this condemnation. It was already written. It was already predestined, which is why it says in Proverbs 16, he made the wicked for the day of evil. All right. So you're cursed to this judgment, which is basically what it means to be doomed. And this is what we're prophesying, because that's what it says in the prophets. And this has not happened yet. Which is why when we're saying it now, even though it's a prophecy that was spoken thousands of years before us, but is now being made new again because it's getting ready to happen. All right. So you look up the word my curse. The word is haram in the Hebrew, and it says haram from H2763, physical as shutting in a net, either literally or figuratively, usually a doomed object. Abstractly, extermination, a cursed thing, dedicated thing, things which should have been utterly destroyed, appointed to utter destruction, devoted thing. So Esau is going to be devoted to this destruction. His kingdom, Babylon the Great, is going to be doomed. It's going to suffer extermination, because nobody on the soils of America is going to make it in that day. You're gonna be automatically cremated. All right. So now let me get this one. I believe it's in this version. Yep. So it says Isaiah 34, and I'll read 4. It says, "All the hosts of heaven shall rot away, and the skies roll up like a scroll. All their hosts shall fall as leaves fall from the vine, like leaves falling from the fig tree. For my sword has drunk its fill in the heavens. Behold, it descends for judgment upon Edom, upon the people I have doomed." So yeah, we are prophets of doom. We're prophesying that you Edomites and your kingdom is doomed to destruction. And that's why we're made an enemy. We're pretty much enemies of the state. All right. And this is part of the testimony. We're going to be persecuted because of our testimony, which comes out of the law and the prophets. So let me give one more verse, because some people, they don't even understand what it means, to prophesy of doom. They don't understand what doom actually is. The brothers apostles all been going into it. This is the day that we're actually waiting for, because when that finally happens, death is going to be swallowed up for us. It's going to be the beginning of immortality for us to come. 2 Ezra 7 in verse 42, it says, "He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for it to come." You can't expect immortality in a world where Esau's ruling, where he, defiled, like it says in Isaiah the 24th chapter. He changed the times, the laws, broken the everlasting covenant. He changed the ordinances, and that's why things are languishing. The earth is mourning, is languishing. Everything is in a worse condition in the history of the universe. So everything is doomed to die out under this man's kingdom. The whole creation groaneth. Too much infirmity, too much wickedness. So after his doom, that's when things are going to change. All right, it says, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for it to come, wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and the truth is sprung up." And it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth that follows after this day of doom. And that's what we're prophesying. That's what we're preaching, man. We're hastening the coming of the day of doom, because it's going to usher in a new heaven and a new earth for us, a refreshed earth, a refreshed planet, where the Israelites are going to rule in righteousness. This devil ran the earth into the ground, man. He completely destroyed this place. It's just too one-sided right now, oversaturated with evil under this man's management, his rule. So I just want to do my response, to this subject, and Lord willing, I will edify. Let me give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and until the next one, Shalom.